In today's video, I'm going to be looking at the Samplemakers' favourite, the mellotron. Using some of the biggest tracks and becoming more popular of today, it got me thinking, what makes the mellotron so special to Samplemakers? Is it the texture, the layering, or something completely different? So I've got two announcements before we get into this video. The winner of the free multi-kit should be somewhere on this screen. I've replied to you in the comments. And I'm back doing weekly videos and I've dropped a Patreon. So what you get on the Patreon is all the FLPs from all the videos with the stems and the sounds. I'll be adding samples, presets, drums, all royalty free. You'll also get 15% off all my kits on my website, all for $7 a month. I'll leave a link down below. So let's start finding out a bit more about the mellotron. This became popular in the 60s, 70s for the ability to simulate orchestral sounds, making it a popular choice for bands like the Beatles. It was even used in Cooley's Gangsta Paradise. So let's start this sample using guitars. This is probably a sound a Samplemaker would want to be more authentic. So for this case, we're not going to run this for a mellotron. We're going to have a top line playing a melody and a strum version of the guitar. So when using a bass in the mellotron, you can see it takes away the bass's low end character. So we've got it sounding like this. But when adding it to a mellotron and giving it that texture, it sounds like this. And we've got a bass pattern that sounds like this. Then just like in the 60s and 70s, we have this higher tone bell following the bass pattern. And you can really hear that vintage texture. But what is good about the mellotron is the layering of sounds. Notice how that sounds like an orchestra is playing in a room. So we want to emulate that by using free sounds. So just like in the Beatles' Strawberry Fields, played in this pattern with these two layered flutes. And I layered it with a cello from the AYN Soul Sampler pack. This sound was actually using Oasis Wonderwall.
Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out.
Notice here, to give it that room feel, I just panned them separately. I wanted to give it some rhythm, but I thought let's run a drum loop through a mellotron and see what it sounds like. So this is dry. Then in the mellotron, you can hear it takes out the low end, but gives it that nice gritty character that fits in perfect with this sample. A big staple lately to Samplemaker sounds like Alhag, Frank Dukes, Nami is the vibraphone and harps. And the main core from running these type of sounds for a mellotron is giving it a nice flutter texture. You can tell by when you play the vibraphone dry, playing it wet, it has that old vintage character. Moving on to the vocals.
Calling for answers in life.
So I added the vocals to a mellotron to see what they would sound like. And you can tell from the panning that I made, they've made them more mono. So together we play the sample and it sounds like this. So now we want to test to see if this is really worth it. And when we play the samples without mellotron, you can notice a really big difference. For this video, we learned that certain sounds can be glued together to make a nice vintage sample.